And I'm trying to remember if last month I wasn't on the same computer. Remember I had the challenge with the recording?
I do remember.
So I hope that I don't have that problem. Again, Maria, good evening. Yeah, Maria had texted me and asked me for the recording. I said, I had a breakdown with that recording. And I'm just hoping I don't have the same breakdown with this one. We shall see.
Okay.
Hi, Maria. It's good to see you.
Hi, Thomas. Good to see you too.
Thank you. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Very, very good to be with you as we dive into the second level of letting go. Hi, Charlie. Good to see your face. It seems like it's been a long time, Charlie. We've had all these years of being on our design team call every Tuesday. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. Seems like. So I thought the way that we'll begin is to consider newly what is letting go? What does it look like? What does it feel like? Like, go back to the basics. What is it to let go? Really? And why? Why even do it? So let's start with what is it? And I want you guys just to take a moment and look for yourselves. If somebody said to you, what is letting go? What would be your response? Hi, Sean. Nobody?
This is Joanne.
Yeah, Joanne.
Hi, Thomas. I'm going to put it on mute.
So I've actually been reconsidering this because letting go in my world meant like sending it off in the wind and hoping it all turned out.
No.
You know, and so now it's like letting go is more of like accepting what is in the moment and being wonder of what is going to shift from my letting go.
Yeah, that's very good. So do you think that it also somehow aligns with the practice of honoring life unfolding?
Yes. You know,
because it seems like in order to practice honoring life unfolding, one must let go of trying to control how life is going.
yes. And that's the big key for me is to accept what I can control and impact and make a difference, and then accept what I have no control over and accept it as is.
Yes, and then that's where the whole wisdom thing comes in, right?
Yeah.
The wisdom to know the freaking difference, because that's where the breakdown really happens. Yeah, very good. Somebody else. What is it and why?
Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie.
I think what I associate with letting go is in some moment I recognize that I'm feeling a certain way, or I'm in a thinking loop and it's giving me a certain feeling. And I recognize that it's not empowerment or it's not how I want to think or da-da-da. So I go, okay, I'm just going to let go right now.
So for you, the process or the act of letting go is to somehow make now better.
Yes, I would say yes.
Like I want to feel better. I want to do better. Yeah, and I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm just checking in, like, what is it and why? Anything for you, Maria?
Well-
For me,
I had another thought I wanted to add.
Go ahead, Charlie. We'll come back to you, Maria. Sorry.
okay.
Charlie?
I think what I see is I'm in a certain thought loop. Sure, I'm living into by the thoughts I'm thinking and what I'm declaring. And
Yeah.
so that's my motivation, is to let go of where I'm at so that it opens up, and then maybe declare something after that. I actually practice that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank
Very
you.
good. We'll dig into our practice a little bit more too in a minute. Okay. Maria?
Okay, so for me is to choose my life at the moment, to choose what's going on at the moment, and to also choose what I want to feel at the moment, and
Yeah.
and why, so I can stop suffering.
Okay, good. So again, for you, it somehow alters how I'm feeling in the moment. It's almost like, and this isn't to minimize the power of it, it's to kind of get around how a human being thinks. It's almost like letting go is our access to feeling better in the moment. Seems that way. Yeah, very good. Well, the first level of letting go, because we've decided that there's 3 levels. And the first level is letting it go. So if I let it go, then it has to be defined. So over the last 30 days, you're going to have to take a moment or two to think this through. Over the last 30 days, there has been an it that you've let go of. Now, there might be 1,000 of them, you guys, and it's certainly not my intention that you go digging around for 1,000 of them. But I want you to think back over the last few weeks, and what is something that you distinctly remember letting go of, and it that you let go of. So you're gonna have to take a moment and think about it, because I doubt that you've had, have any notes on it necessarily. And I'll think on mine too. Anybody got one ready?
Joanne?
Yeah, Joanne.
So I had a couple of dental procedures done since the last time we were together, and they were pretty deep and they were painful, and there was just nothing about it that happened the way I wanted it to happen. So the letting it go is, like I have a small mouth. So they always make me open it wider than I think is humanly possible. And, I have a story about letting it go, that it has to be that wide. Letting it go, does he have to have such big hands to try to get in my little mouth, letting it go that I shouldn't have had pain, or I shouldn't have gotten a bruise on my chin, or, there was a lot of it's.
Yes. Yeah, good. Good. I noticed that my early morning schedule, I just realized that I have a habit of talking to myself about how too early it is. And I let that go. But it's an it that I let go of. Another it that I let go of is pain in my body, which I find very interesting because it's been a while since I thought about this. But now I'm not suggesting that this is a cure, so don't misunderstand my communication. But I have particular pains in my body, and at first the pain seems real and big and nothing I can do about it. And then I start letting it go and the pain does disappear. Now, again, I'm not saying it's a cure-all, but it does seem to work for me in those moments. So I let go. And Charlie, like I was saying to you, in those moments, it seems that I'm always letting go so that something can be better. Somebody else, just something you can think of, an it that you've let go of recently. Some it that I've let go of.
I have one.
Yeah, Maria.
One that I have been dealing with for a while is weekends. And weekends, I feel lonely. I feel that I have to be doing something out of the house. I don't want to be in the house. So maybe because Jeff and I, that was our time that we were going places or doing things together. It was the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So for me, it's totally suffering when I stay home. I don't want to feel bad. And so I just go out, I call friends, or I do things by myself, but out of the house. Go to the movies, go shopping, going to the gym and the sauna, or anything that get me out of the house the whole day and coming back at night.
Yeah, got it.
So that's,
Very good. Barbara, do you have anything recently that's loud for you that you can see that you let go of, an it that you let go of?
Just too many people dying this year.
Yeah, I noticed that, Barbara.
I've
You've
had
lost
7
a lot
people,
of people
family and
over
friends.
the last 12 months.
7.
7 people. Wow.
And it's so loud and so real in my face tonight. It's hard to think because there's just so much grief and crap, and then there's guilt and there's anger and there's, it's like.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of it to let go of.
Yes. And so if you were to look in this moment, and I am speaking to everybody, if you were to look in this moment, what's one thing you can see that you're holding on to right this moment?
Guilt.
You're holding on to guilt. Got it. Somebody else, what's something that you're holding on to right this moment?
Charlie?
Yeah, Charlie. Charlie buzzed out.
I think it's
He's our freeze buddy.
Fear.
Fear. Oh, got it. Got it. Maria, what's yours?
I'm holding on to pain and suffering. Seems like this is like my attachment. I have an attachment to pain and suffering.
Yeah, very good. How about you, Joanne? Right this minute, what's something you're holding on to right now?
Think of 2. One is that I should get more done in a day. And the other one is that it shouldn't still hurt the jaw.
Oh, yeah, very good. Sean and Kim, what's something that you're holding on to right now? And keep in mind that you are muted. Do you have to go in the other room or something? Well, while they're considering how they might jump in, I will say something that I'm holding on to right this minute is I'm holding on to the story of being exhausted, the story that maybe this is too much, and that leads to, maybe I'm just older than I maybe I'm feeling as old as I am, like that, something along those lines. Like there's something like that. Well, as a human being, we have an addiction, and forgive me for saying addiction because it may not be accurate. It might be more of a human being habit of holding on to what I'm about to list. You ready? We hold on to judgment about ourselves and others. We automatically hold on to a victim card, even if we hide it. And the more we hide it, the more it finds ways to get expressed. So we hold on to the victim card. And if we're holding on to the victim card, it's very possible that we're also holding on to blaming others, blaming life, blaming circumstance. So we hold on to blame. We hold on to drama. We invent drama. We write the story of the drama, and we hold on to the drama. We have a habit of holding on to conflict. If I feel wronged, then I'm likely to hold on to the conflict of wanting to fight back for having been wronged. We hold on to complaint. In Landmark, we would have called it rackets. We hold on to the past and project it onto the future, automatic, part of the machinery, right? We hold on to either, and these are both the same coin, either some sense of superiority or some sense of inferiority. But we hold on to that like a habit. We hold on to being stressed out or overwhelmed. That's half the list. I'm almost done. We hold on to feeling alone, Maria. We hold on to feeling alone. We hold on to trying to prove that we're worthy. And a side note on trying to prove that we're worthy, to whom are we trying to prove? Just a little side note there. We hold on to feeling small and not good enough. We hold on to looking for approval and acknowledgement. We hold on to seeking validation. And we hold on to our time consciousness, which, by the way, is a prison. Now, I know you didn't capture all of those, but I would imagine that some part of you identified with something louder than another. What did you identify with that you notice as a habit of holding on to? Yeah, Barb.
Approval and acknowledgement.
Approval and acknowledgement. Now, I want you to keep that in your mind's eye for a moment because we're going to circle back around to it. Somebody else, what did you identify with holding on to? Like a habit. Time consciousness for me, one. I can see that. Like, boom, right off the bat. That's a loud one for me. And my past future focus. I hold on to that too and pretend I don't.
Charlie spoke.
Yeah, Charlie, I didn't hear you.
That's okay. My past.
Got it. So you hold on to like a habit, right?
Yes, but specifically my teenage years, young teenage years. Yep.
Yeah, the most dramatic.
Yes.
Yeah, the most dramatic. We definitely don't hold on to the most extraordinary or the most fun, right? It's always the most dramatic.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think, Maria, I think you froze. No, you moved. Okay. Do you identify with one more than another?
I was reading all of them, and I have all of them.
Yeah. You're going to be busy. Yeah, very good. Good. Joanne, did you already say?
I did not. I think I have two that I'm juggling. One is the right to be able to have judgment, and then have a judgment when I'm good enough to let go of my judgment. You know,
Oh boy. You make sure yours sticks really good, right? It's got a lot of glue.
Yeah, like I did well, I let go of that judgment. Whoops, there's another one. You know?
Sean, do you have one that you identify with more than the others? You can eat with us.
He's chewing, poor guy.
And I promise I will be fully engaged at
You do
100%
what you need
rather
to
than
do.
90% in just a few moments. I was in motion, as you could probably see.
No, that was great. Loved it.
I think you know, as you were reading the list, I was smiling to myself because I did have the sense of identifying with the entire list, frankly.
Yeah.
And anyways,
Okay, that's good. That's good for now. So we've discussed in the past our feeling habit. And anything that you identified in that list is somehow directly connected with your feeling habit. Now, I had asked you to kind of keep that in your mind's eye. I started with Barb, because now we're moving into letting go at the second level. So we've now identified the first level. We realize we have an attachment to the it that I'm holding on to. It seems important, doesn't it? It seems important that I can express it, that I can talk about it, that it makes sense for me, and I want it to make sense for you. The second level isn't that way, and that's why it's a tougher level to practice. So whatever you notice out of the list that stood out to you most, I want you to consider where in your body do you hold on. And don't have a knee-jerk response. I want you to feel your body. And notice where you have contraction. It could be identified as tension, but don't get confused that just because you have pain somewhere, that's the where. It might be, but I want you to feel where it might be for you that you hold on.
Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
When I think of a couple of memories, it's my chest in general.
Got it. And Charlie, the energy that you feel in your chest, does it expand? Does it contract? Does it pull? Tell me how it feels if you can.
I want to say I feel a feeling of contraction, like a small pull.
Like a pull. Okay,
Like it's
good.
almost, and it's very subtle, but like a collapsing almost. But oops, looks like I lost you. Sorry.
That's okay. You're back. And now you're gone. Okay. How about you, Barb? So, Barb, you had said, are you back, Charlie? Poor Charlie. Barbara, where is yours in the body? Where do you find yourself holding it in the body?
I would have told you in my belly, my lower belly, not, because the need for approval is that I don't feel safe. It feels like I'm not safe. And I didn't realize that it's just almost shallow breathing and just absolutely closed heart and running, like escape, like I'm not safe. And
Yes.
that's what it is about needing approval. I'm not safe. I didn't see that. I was wondering why that need, and I was beating myself up for that at work. Like, why do I need to be approved at work? Because it's new and there's a program I don't know. And it's all riding on me knowing that program. And
Yes. Yeah.
so I want to run. I didn't realize that. That's why all that's there, because I don't feel safe.
Yes, very good. So the fundamental feeling habit that drives you is the very thing that surfaces. Excellent. And the benefit of being able to see that means I can always, whenever I'm holding on, I can always bring it back to the feeling habit. And if I can always do that and I practice letting go at that level, that is an energetic level. And level 2 is the level of energy. It's where I feel it in the body, how I feel it, and the practice of letting go physically. And I'm going to give you a new practice in a bit, but I want to save that up until we get a little more on the floor here. Where's yours, Maria?
Mine is so drama, looking for approval, seeking validation, and I feel it, my contraction like in my stomach, in the abdominal part.
In your abdominal. Okay, got it. Very good. What about you, Sean? If you check into your body and you check into any of those elements that we identified, that we hold on to automatically as a human being, where can you locate the contraction in your body?
Thomas, I was about to say,
Sean, you're frozen. And if you can hear us, a good thing to do might be turn off your video to get more bandwidth. And while we wait for him to pop back in. So if you can hear me, you just pop in whenever you're able. And Joanne, did we get yours?
No.
I know you wanted to go immediately to your sore mouth, but
No. That's a pain, but that's different. I think that mine is more of a tightness in the chest where I don't breathe as deeply, but I can really feel it in my neck and shoulders, and it's a contraction.
yes.
I can feel like my shoulders go up.
Me too. I hold a whole lot in my shoulders, and I'll feel it. And until I actually on purpose let go, do I even realize how much I hold in that area.
Yeah.
Well, I now want to take the level 2 aspect of letting go to the breath. So a couple weeks ago, Charlie brought up some breath work to the team. The only person here would be Joanne that was part of that conversation. And as a result of those practices, I started to notice that when we're holding on, our breathing becomes shallow. And I want you to now start bringing your attention to the shallowness of your breath, because letting go at level 2, which we're calling, so level 1, we're calling the level of it. Level 2, we're calling the level of energy. Okay. So letting go at the level of energy, for the past couple years, we've been practicing together letting go at the physical level in the body. I'm not taking that away. I'm saying if we now bring the focus to our breath, you're going to find quicker access to letting go in the body. And it's energetic. Next month, Charlie doesn't know this yet, but I'm going to work a little bit with Charlie, but we're going to bring some breath work in next month. I want you to know I've always been resistant to breath work. I have, because I've been asthmatic my whole life. And anytime somebody's ever tried to do breath things with me, it turns into being painful and not easy, and I would resist it. So anytime I hear breath work, it's like goes up, you know. But this is not that. This really is noticing I'm breathing shallow. It's almost like, you guys, a part of holding on to judgment, a part of holding on to blame or victimization, it almost seems like we try to kill ourselves. Very strange. Very strange. And I'm talking just as an organism. And I'm not talking like, no. The shallow breathing is denying me prana. It's denying me life. And breath is the source of life. So in the practice of letting go at the level of energy, we're now going to bring our attention to the breath. And you're just naturally, you're going to notice the shallow breathing, and you're naturally, as you let go, you're going to bring in more breath. You're going to practice breathing a little deeper. You're going to practice breathing a little slower. And a part of this meditative practice is, as you breathe in, you notice there's that little gap before you breathe out. And when you breathe out, there's that little gap before you breathe in. Bring your attention to the gap. So that's going to be the practice, letting go at the level of energy. Now, there's going to be something in the way. Pause this conversation for a moment. Sean, welcome back. Give it a try again. And if it starts to break down, turn off your video so you have a little more bandwidth. But I was asking you where it was in your body, and that's when we lost you.
Thank you, and thanks for coming back to me, Thomas. And I want to apologize to everybody. I didn't know what the format of this was tonight, and I would have been stationary rather than in a listening mode. I should have assumed, Thomas, with you it would be participatory. So I apologize.
Yeah. Well, and I'm happy to have you either way. But if you can jump in. And if it doesn't work for you, then you just let me know it doesn't work for you, and we'll let you do it your way.
I'm in a calm, quiet place now, so I thank you.
Okay. All right.
So I was actually having a sort of a difficult time, because my knee-jerk reaction would have been to say that I churn in my stomach, and that I place there, I'm not enough, I'm insufficient, I'm an imposter, but I have to say, as I really look at it, I start to be aware as well as so there's a lot of churn here, but I feel a lot in my heart. And tonight, for instance, I'm feeling a vulnerability that I could only put to my chest.
Yeah, okay, got it. And now, as you're holding on to anything, start to notice automatically your breathing becomes more shallow. So we're going to start using the breath as the red flag. See, now we're going to unpause the conversation where I was. And where I was going was there's going to be something in the way of letting go at the level of energy. Or, said a better way, at the level of breath. What do you think is going to be the thing we run into? And I'm talking to everybody, so if anybody who wants to say, what's the one thing we're going to have to deal with? Yeah, go ahead, Bob.
You know, when you asked me to pay attention to that space between the breaths, I can't hardly be with that. It feels like death to me. And it's just scary.
Yeah.
I don't really like focusing on breath for that part. Because what if you breathe in or you breathe out and there isn't any more? I don't like it.
Okay, I get it. Charlie, I heard you say resistance.
Yes.
There could very well be some resistance. There could be. It's not what I'm looking for, but there could be. What's actually going to be the thing that we're going to have to deal with is our attachment to it. See, we live in a story, and that's not going to change. And because we live in a story, when it comes down to letting go, if I don't have an it to let go of, then it doesn't satisfy the part of me that needs to live inside the story. See, if we let go at the level of energy, we are actually setting ourselves free from the story itself. Do you follow? Now, yeah, go ahead, Barb.
So it is survival. It is survival. The little self is complaining that you're not going to survive.
Yes. Yeah, very good. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Now, if I'm practicing letting go at the energetic level, does that eliminate level 1? No, it doesn't. There's going to be lots of opportunities when there will be an it to let go of. You know, you're in traffic, and all of a sudden you notice that you're holding on to how wrong it is that you, not anybody else, but you have to suffer through other people having to be someplace the same time that you have to be, you know. And there will be an it to let go of. But if you practice at the level of energy, it will be fewer and far between because you will be naturally letting go all the time. If I'm naturally letting go all the time, what is the benefit?
Aliveness.
There's definitely aliveness for sure. There's a physical benefit. Yeah, Barb.
Maybe I won't be so tired coming home.
You probably won't be nearly as tired because you're going to be breathing. See, if holding on is connected to shallow breathing, and I'm letting go naturally, then I'm going to be naturally breathing deeper and bringing in more oxygen to my body, which probably would connect to tiredness, etc. So there's a huge physical benefit. You're more alert. You're thinking more clearly. You can identify next points of action because you're more present. It's all connected. So for the next 30 days, I definitely want you to always be practicing letting go at any level you can. But I really want you to be focusing more now on the contraction in the body, and breathing. Are we together? Yeah, Joanne, go ahead.
So, as I said earlier, I've been working on this one, and what I've been doing is putting my hand on the diaphragm so that I focus on breathing deeper and raising the hand instead of breathing at the chest.
Good.
But when I focus on it, it's like whatever I needed to let go of hides behind a tree. When I forget, boom, it's there, right?
Well, then I think that's a good segue into we are human beings and we do occupy a body. So you will bump into your feeling habit and you will bump into everything you've ever held on to, for sure. But you're going to more often be letting go. And you're not going to wait to let go to when you think you're holding on to something. What I hope I exposed here is that you're always holding on to something. That list was rather long. I bet I could have made it longer if I'd spent more time on it. So if I'm willing, and I will say to you this, I'm willing. If you are willing to practice letting go ongoing, it will serve us in every area, especially in our relationships with other people. If I'm in an intimate relationship, so in my marriage, in the marriages that are on this call, if you are naturally letting go, you're also allowing others to be. See, the resistance comes in other people being how they are, and they shouldn't be. That resistance gets connected to everything we're already holding on to, and the story gets tied together like the truth. Well, versus battling inside here, we now have a way to let go quicker, no battle, and more value for the body and the soul. Clear? Does that land for you?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the practice. Make yourself a note. Now, I've recorded the call, but last month, it was damaged and never recovered. I don't know if this one to do that or not. I'm not going to take any chances. But now, if there were something you could let go of right now that would bring you more peace, more fulfillment, and a greater sense of yourself, what might it be before we complete tonight's call? Yeah, Joanne.
So Barb and I share, among many things, the point is if we slow down our breathing that we're going to die.
Yeah.
It's not all going to work. So everything I've been reading on breathing says, oh, if you really do this well, you can get down to 6 breaths a minute. That makes me almost want to hyperventilate, So I want, and that part is on me, Barb. I don't want to put that on you if that's not where you go. But for me, I'm just taking on that I will do the best with this breathing, and whatever comes will come, but I don't have to force the breathing exercise. Like I just take the slow, deep breaths. If I only can count to 2 in the gap, I only count to 2. I don't make it, I have to be at 5 or I'm doing it wrong.
No.
Be with it.
And there's no time period on this either. It's merely an acknowledgement that when I'm holding on, I breathe shallow. You want to now make the connection because you've not made the connection before. So now you're going to notice it. If I bring you to the gap in your breath, you'll notice more. I'm breathing deeper. And it's not a forced deep breath. It's just a breath.
I also know another point, and that is if I focus on exhaling as much as I can and letting whatever's bothering me go in the exhale, naturally I will take a larger, deeper, deep breath. because there's more room in my lungs for the air to go.
Yeah, good. Good. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Barb, you're muted though. Barb, you're muted. Either you're frozen or you're muted.
Nah, I'm muted.
All right.
Okay. So I can let go of making my small self wrong for protecting me,
Yeah.
for being in a new position. And together we can practice breathing together, and she will always keep me safe.
Yeah.
I won't die.
Yeah, very good. Until it's time.
Right, exactly. And me and her can practice being safe, breathing.
That's right. Right on. Cool. Very, very good. Got that. Anybody else? What can you let go of right now? Yeah, go ahead, Maria.
I could let go that I could let go that I don't need to suffer. I could let go that now I don't know how to say it.
Yeah. You could let go of suffering.
I could let go of suffering.
You really could. You really could, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you did let go of suffering, honestly, like if you let go of suffering, what would be left?
Peace,
Perhaps peace,
happiness.
perhaps happiness. I'm going to suggest something different. Not that those are wrong. Perhaps you would have peace, absolutely. Perhaps you would have more happiness. But I suggest that if you authentically let go of suffering, what would be left is creativity. The possibility of creating your life from now on. See, Maria, you might, and I'm not laying this on you, do not accept this if this is not so for you, but you might be holding on to your life with Jeff was the real life, and this isn't. And listen, if he were able to communicate with you, and you know this, he would say, Maria, I want you to have the rest of your life to be as amazing as the life we had together. That's what he would say. So I suggest maybe the possibility of creativity is where you want to be living.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. So everybody understands the practice. Check in whenever you like. If you see anything unusual or exciting, text it to me so I can put it in my notes, because next month will be level 3 of letting go. And it is a more in-depth call, a more in-depth webinar. So you definitely want to have practice around level 2. Level 1, we've been practicing, everybody has. Sean, you have too. So not like you haven't had practice. But now we're looking at it differently. So you want to be practicing from there. And next month, we're going to bring this series to a close. Wait a minute, this is February, isn't it? We have 2 months left. Okay,
Yes.
good. So next month, I'll introduce level 3. Perfect. I was thinking, man, I'm behind. But I'm not. That's good. I can let that go. I'm always behind. Okay, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you for your sharing. Thank you for sharing and being in my life for real. I appreciate that a lot. Anybody have anything to say before we go?
Happy
I
breathing.
have a question.
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead, John.
that was you, Maria. You had a
Okay,
question.
so question about when we are breathing, it is, so we inhale through our nose, and when we exhale, it will be through our nose or mouth, or how will be the technique?
Well, in this case, you're going to breathe naturally. So it could be from your nose or your mouth. When you're exerting energy, they suggest you breathe in your nose and out your mouth, like when you're doing particular types of exercise. This is not that. This really is normal breathing. You're moving from a shallowness to a fullness. That's all. Is that okay that it's not so specific? Just breathe naturally through your nose.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Anything else for anybody? All right, kick some major ass this next month. Listen, what we're interested in is that every relationship we're involved in is better because we're in it. Okay? Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Good night, everyone.